Full Gospel Church. Hey, we're ready to continue our lesson. We're ready for chapter 33 in Genesis. And as you know, there's 50 chapters, so 27 more to go to get through the completion of it. Lots of interesting stuff, lots of things that tie to today for us. So as we go through this, make sure you watch what the items are that I have pointed out and highlighted, and we'll kind of talk about those things so everybody can see how it connects to today in the lessons that we should learn as well also. Let's go to the Lord in prayer as we start in our lesson. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to study your word, Lord. Workmen that need not be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word. And we give you the praise and glory for all things. In Jesus' precious name, amen. All right, so chapter 33. This one's not a real long one. Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children of Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the two handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near his brother. Now that right there is a sign of respect to an elder, is bowing down, or to a prince or to a king. And that's why he did it. He's trying to show respect, even though he has the birthright, because Esau sold it to him. So, verse 4, and Esau ran to meet him, embraced him, and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Now that's a far cry from what Esau had planned for Jacob, because Esau was going to kill Jacob, is what he told Rachel. So you think about all the things that went on, all the things that happened, and you look at this stuff and you go, a change of heart, right? Well, see, that's what we all need, is a change of heart. Because, see, you look at these things and you think, well, can I forgive somebody that did me wrong? Well, yes, we can. We can forgive people, and we can let it go, and we cannot hold it against them. Because true forgiveness is as if it never happened. Let me say that again. True forgiveness is as if it never happened. If it never happened, how could you bring it up to them? And that's the way we need to treat one another, not only with the respect, but with the forgiveness that we should have as well too. So you can see here that truly Esau had a change of heart, and that he does love his brother, and he knows that he didn't really cheat him, that he sold his birthright to him, and then that's the reason things happen. But remember, God said he was going to bless Esau anyway too, even though he was not going to be the source for the Messiah through his lineage, but he still said he would bless him, and that is what he actually did. Verse 5, and he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children, and said, who are those with thee? And he said, the children which God has graciously given thy servant. And remember, look right there, thy servant is what he calls himself. Doesn't call him his master or anything else. He calls him his servant. Then the handmaidens came near, and their children, and they bowed themselves. Again, a show of respect. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. So you can see how he's lining everybody up here. But they are all bowing down to Esau to show respect for what Esau's position is as the elder brother. So irregardless of the birthright, Esau is still the firstborn elder brother, even though he sold his birthright. So that makes it that he does not have the birthright, but he is still the firstborn or the elder, even though it was by seconds. It still makes him older than the younger brother. So when you look at that and you see Joseph bowing down, it is truly a sign of respect. And he said, "What meanest thou by all this drove which I'm in?" He said, "These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord." And Esau said, listen to what he says, "I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself." And Jacob said, "Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present in my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou was pleased with me." Now I thought that verse right there had a lot of stuff about it. As though I had seen the face of God. Well, remember, Jacob had seen the face of God now. He'd been spoken to several times. He'd appeared to him, probably in a vision or a dream, is the way most represent that. It wasn't a physical face to face, but it could have been, just like when he wrestled with the angel. It could have been face to face, but I would say he can't overcome an angel. So you look at those things, and that's why he said, "As though I had seen the face of God." Why? Because what is God? God is mercy and love. And that's what Esau actually showed to his brother. And Jacob was trying to show him the respect. And that's what all the gifts were for, was that he wanted to make sure he knew how much he respected him and that he did want to replenish what he thought maybe he had lost. Now, Esau didn't lose anything. "Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God has dealt gracious to me, and because I have enough." And he urged him, and he took it. Well, it would have been an insult if he had not taken it. So in the Middle East, if you offer someone something, they're to take it, no matter how big, how small, because it's a gift to them. Now, that also brings up when someone comes, what the biggest thing is hospitality. And in the Middle East, hospitality is one of the greatest gifts that they give to one another. So when someone comes and they don't even know who they are, they're going to show hospitality to them. And that's how we win folks over, by showing them what they want to show us. So if they want to show us hospitality, we should show them hospitality. We should be kind and gracious to them so that they'll go, "And what is it that thou believes?" Because they don't believe the same as us. Most of the Middle East is still going, "But Esau had the birthright. We ought to have it all." But we know that's not what took place. That the Esau lost his birthright because he sold it. So it said he did not have respect of his own birthright. Verse 13, "And he said unto him, My Lord knows that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with young are with me, and if men should overdrive them one day, all the flocks will die." So now he's explaining, of course, to him why he can't just drive the flocks and go on and follow after Esau quickly. He says, "Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as the cattle goes before me, and the children be able to endure until I come unto my Lord into Seir." And Esau said, "Let me now leave with thee some of the folks that are with me." And he said, "What needeth it? Let me find grace in thy sight, my Lord." Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And that actually means booth. That word, Succoth, means booths. And remember, what is one of the celebrations is the booths, celebration of booths. And they build booths and live in those during it, which I thought was kind of cool, of what goes on with all the things. Let me pull this up so you can see the bottom of it. There we go. So, and Jacob came to Shalom, a city of Shechem, which is on the land of Canaan, when he came from Padanaram, and pitched his tent before the city. Now you can see at the bottom, Shalom, yep, early name for Jerusalem or peaceful. And that's what Jerusalem means, peace. Salem is Prince of Peace. So that's you can kind of see that in the name. So he came to the city of Shechem, was in the land of Canaan. So again, Canaan is the whole land of Israel. Of course, it encompassed a lot more because Syria was part of what Esau had, was the Syrian area. So he was just a little on the northern side of the land of Canaan as well too. And he bought a parcel of field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected there an altar and called it El Elo Israel. And that means the mighty God of Israel, or Israel El Ohum Jerusalem. So you can see there that the names really do mean a lot. And we lose some of that when you just kind of just read through the text. You lose part of that. So it's talking about Jerusalem is where he's at. So Jerusalem means, again, peaceful. So you think, where did he go? He wanted to go to someplace peaceful because remember, he just served 14 years for his 2 wives, and then he'd served some more for the cattle and the sheep. And you think, boy, he has really went through a lot. Yes, he went through a lot. And, it's tough. But he survived it because God was with him and God was going to make a great nation. And remember, out of Jacob and out of his sons is going to come the Messiah. And we'll see that in the next lessons coming up. So that's the end of this chapter. So excuse me. Gosh. I'm going to stop right there and we'll start the next lesson in the following segment so that it can be broke up by chapters. So, hey, if you don't have a church that you attend, we'd love to have you come visit us and worship with us. We're at 447 North Thorpe Place in West Terre, Haute, Indiana. We're just north of the West Vigo High School. 10 o'clock every Sunday. You're welcome to come and worship with us. We'd love to have you. Hope to see you soon. We'll see you on the next lesson back again. Thanks.